Mag, and he is joining me here in just a hot second. There he is, I think. There's his background.
Can you see me?
Yeah, but your camera's reversed. We're seeing your family. We're seeing
Oh,
your. There we
let's see
go.
here.
There he is.
Let's flip this around. Can you see me now?
Yes, can absolutely see you now. AJ, thank you so much for
Awesome.
joining. So happy that you're here. I know you're a very busy individual.
That's another
And
thing.
right, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. So I'm just really grateful that you would spend some time with us today and really sharing all of what AJ is about. So I was telling the audience before that you are a new influencer to me. We've just met just a few months ago, just through our team
Mm-hmm.
and chats and so forth. And I've just been seeing you like explode and just kind of like, wait, well, what, how, where, what's all of this coming from? So before we get into all of that, if you could just give my audience, I know your audience knows you very well, but if you could just give my audience a little bit about, who the man AJ Tay is, like, what are you about? Where are you living? What's your family life like? That sort of thing. That'd be awesome.
All good. Yeah, appreciate this. Appreciate the opportunity to be on this call too. I know, you're a big influencer in your own right on social media here. Yeah, a little bit about my background. I live in Vancouver, Canada. I've been here for a little while. I've traveled all over the place. I've lived all over the place. Lived in Vegas, lived in Bali, lived in Toronto. But yeah, I'm in Vancouver now today. And yeah, maybe my history, I've been in network marketing for a very long time, but in that time, I've also done a lot of different things like trading. I've done crypto, so a whole lot of other things. Like most entrepreneurs out there, we always look for opportunity in whatever space it might be, see if it relates really well with what we do and things like that. Because, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you can make money in, but if it doesn't align with what you're doing, who you are, it kind of doesn't work because that energy, that alignment just isn't there.
Mm.
So I've tried a lot of different things, and I think I always revert back to the world of network marketing just simply because of the component of leverage. There's a
Mm.
lot of leverage in network marketing, and also you get to be your own boss essentially, and without the headaches of huge overhead,
Yes.
having staff, having to babysit people. So I like this space, and I always keep coming back to this space for sure.
Oh, wow. You hit on some really strong points there because the whole babysitting part of it is where the low ticket industry comes in, right? And I've been in that world for many years as well. And so I can absolutely relate. And I know that many of my audience can also relate to that, where you're just kind of micromanaging every tiny little sale on every little product. And the outcome that comes from that, the compensation from that is so minute that you have to just keep that hamster wheel just moving like this, like this, like this. And then at the end of the month, you still end up with like, where am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a brick and mortar business owner myself, fitness trainer. I have my own gym. And, right now with all these fires that are going on, I literally have to have my gym closed because I can't have my clients working out in the outdoors with the air quality as poorly as it is. So, we get hit in all different directions. My husband's a restaurant owner. And again, no one's really coming into the restaurant this week because they're not leaving their homes. And, drivers, it's a whole mess. And so you really hit on a solid point there where entrepreneurship in the online space is really where it's at. And I appreciate that you come in with all of this network marketing experience and having had tried other companies and other concepts and so forth. So you have this expertise of the difference between what is happening over on this side versus this side. And so I really appreciate how you're able to bring in your network into this new environment, into this new space, into this new business. Tell me though, did you, when you were first introduced to this, did you have any kind of hesitations? Like, and then, you know, what was it that made you go, aha, really? This amazing, and you just went in for it?
Now, are you talking about just the industry as a whole from the very beginning, or are you talking about what we're doing?
Well, specific to what we're doing now,
Mhm.
because I want to make good use of the time
Yeah.
that you're offering us. So let's just get right into it and just go straight to what we're doing now.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference of what we do, we're not your typical network marketing company. You know, as much as we are in the similar space, we're also very different in respects to, obviously, we're more high ticket, so which means higher commissions. I think in my head space, when I looked at this opportunity, in my head I went, if you're already doing the work, if you're already in network marketing, if you're already in this space, you might as well get paid for it.
Mm,
The work is the same, whether it's low ticket, high ticket, the work is exactly the same.
mm,
So you might as well be in the space of high ticket and earn those large commissions up front. I think for me, you know, being just a business owner, at the end of the day, we look at the bottom line, right? It's an ROI on our time. So if you're out there doing presentations, home presentations, big format presentations in hotels and things like that, you want to get paid, right? So
mm,
I think there's a new wave of people waking up to the fact that, okay, if I'm going to choose a direct sales company, network marketing company, MLM company, where do I go? Where is my time most valued,
mm,
and where is that ROI? So for myself, being in this space for a very long time, I was looking for a home. I was looking for something that had longevity,
mm,
that wouldn't ruffle, that wouldn't disappear. You know, you see things in the crypto space come and go. You see things in network marketing come and go, right? Travel companies fold, product
right,
companies fold,
right.
makeup companies change products. Now, you know, they went from, you know, just solely doing skincare. Now they're doing trading. Now they're doing crypto
Mm-hmm,
all in one and travel. So all these companies try to be something they're not because they're trying to get ahead of the market.
mm-hmm,
So I was looking for a place that I could call home. And when I revisited this opportunity, because I had known about it and kind of started about 10 years ago, was, you know, dabbled in it and things like that. When I was looking for a new home, I wanted something that had a solid foundation, longevity,
mm-hmm,
paid really well, and was very easy for the newest person to get started with. I think
mm,
that is the key when it comes to this space, is that barrier of entry for the average person is the biggest hindrance for someone to get started, right? Someone feels like, you know, they need to be this professional network marketer. They need to be this big influencer. There's no need for that over here, right?
mm-hmm,
With what we do, it's a very simple startup process. People are, you know, seeing results right off the bat. Their first week, they're making $5, 10, $15,000 their first week. My best friend just made $100,000 a month just this past month during Christmas.
incredible.
So very, very impressive stuff with what we have going on here. So yeah, that's basically kind of my train of thought when it came to looking at this opportunity.
I'm so glad you're like touching on all of these little, you know, bullet points, because it's actually it's definitely what I found also as a network marketer for many years, that it's the same amount of work, but now I'm actually getting paid for it. It's like I'm getting the compensation for it and really being able to help people in a much bigger way, right? To really make massive difference. We're not talking about paying the cell phone bill anymore. That's not what this is about. This is about making true change in people's lives. You know,
Yeah.
I got my daughter in a very expensive college right now, and this is where it's coming from. So I'm really grateful to that.
And
Let's
you
just talk
you
just
and you touched on a valid point. I think at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people get into network marketing and they get into it as a side hustle mentality.
mhm,
They're not looking at it as a career, as a path to like true freedom and creating success and building wealth for themselves, right? So I think, that mindset needs to shift. A lot of people go into this as like, oh, I'll try it on the side. It's a hobby. It's a part-time thing. But as with any type of business, any type of career, you need to have conviction in what you do. You need to play. So I think that's the other mindset that a lot of people that get into this space kind of fail at, because when they're out there and people ask them what do they do for a living, the first thing they talk about is their job. They don't touch on what they're really passionate about, even if it's not the thing that's paying their bills today. But if this is something that you want it to be your foundation, your wealth builder, this is what you would talk about primarily, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing that people don't touch on. And yeah, you touched on the fact earlier too, cost of living is really high. Natural disasters are happening where you are right now. And that gets in the way of a job, a traditional business, brick and mortar, whatever, one-on-one, physical. So those all are huge factors in our world today. And the reality is that we have the tools, we have the technology to be able to bring businesses online, sustainable, so not just businesses, but sustainable businesses online that can generate not just income, but true wealth building. So that is really the mindset shift that people need to get into, is that this is not a game. This is not child's play. This is not a game. What we have going on here is that people can set themselves up for life with what we do.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's really what it's all about too. It's, we've got, talk a little bit about the kinds of people that you're talking to, like all these different professions coming in and what they're actually seeing on this side of the fence. I mean, I know in my personal, well, I'll let you go first and then I'll talk about what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I mean, I do calls on the hour, every hour. I do calls for my own team because, it simplifies the process for the average person to get started. They don't have to go out there to do the selling, the explaining, the closing, so there's a process of, you get to earn while you learn with what we do. Now, as far as the people I talk to, I literally talk to people of all walks of life, right? Business owners, employees, part-time workers, gig workers, and the theme is always the same. Everybody is struggling. Taxation is at an all-time high. Inflation is at an all-time high. Cost of living, just in general, regardless of inflation, everything is at an all-time high. And, just through those few things alone, everybody's getting squeezed out of what they're doing. So once upon a time, your six-figure job that used to be very comfortable for your family is no longer. You're now paycheck to paycheck all of a sudden. So for a lot of people, mentally, they can't get out of that zone. They don't know what else is out there, what else can give them that freedom that they once had, right? So a person that was making, 150 grand per year, maybe 10 years ago, was living very comfortably. But in today's day, 150 grand, that probably only just covers your bare necessities now for a household. Yeah. So, so talking to a lot of people, regardless of their financial situation. And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people look at, let's say, successful people, the guys with the Range Rovers, the $1 million homes, things like that, and look at them like they're very well off, which they may be. But along with that is also the expenses, the lifestyle, the cost of living that they have now established that they need to upkeep. So those very same people that we look at that look great on the outside, I talk to a lot of them, they're all dying on the inside because their upkeep is now really, really high, right? So for the average person, if they need 2 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand a month to sustain themselves, those type of people need $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month just to stay afloat, right? So, people out there looking for opportunity, they're not going to jump on low ticket things. The low ticket things that, that generate you $50 fast start bonuses and like, you need 1,000 people just to get your $500 a month paycheck. Those are not going to cut it,
Yeah.
right? So with what
Great
we do, it's,
companies, great products, and all that kind of stuff, but that's not where the empire or lifetime wealth is going to be built. That's just not where it is. I
Mhm.
mean, we love this. I love supporting these kinds of businesses, people who have their small businesses with their low ticket items. I mean, the products are great, but I also want to remind people and just share that this week has been so impactful for California that I think about, in the space of one day, doctors' offices are gone. They have nowhere to practice their medicine for their patients, so they can't bill. Chiropractors' offices are gone. Churches are gone. Schools are gone. All those teachers and the staff for these schools, they no longer have a profession. It doesn't matter if you've been a teacher for 16 years, your job is gone, right? All the schools are closed, right? The massage therapists, the spas are done. They're burnt to the ground. The restaurants, they're gone. They've been there for many, many years. These are landmarks. And in the space of one day, everything can just be wiped out. All the gyms are gone, everything. And there is no backup plan that these people have developed. I'm sorry. Wow. I'm pissed. I'm hurt. I'm really affected by this. Our state is just burning up. And it's always been a passion of mine. I've always lived my life since I was like 3 years old in service of others. I've always wanted to help the kids on the schoolyard, to be everyone's best friend. It's always been my mission from the moment I can remember, my earliest memories. And now it's even built even more. And what you're touching on here is, those realtors, they've got no homes to sell, and there's no land to sell, and there is no backup plan that they have. And so what we have here is such a magic tool. It's such a box that be able to use this tool and generate from anywhere in the world. This is where financial wealth is being built, is online. This is the new age. I'm over 50, and this was not the age when I was 30, right? This is the new way of life, is earning online and really being able to support families and help them in a meaningful way, and generational wealth in a way that you've never ever heard of, never experienced before. This is why I came in. This was my ticket to be like, oh my gosh, to will this down to my children and my grandchildren. This is a no-brainer. Of course I want in on this. Okay, so I'm going to just end that little passionate rant that just came out of my heart, really, and make good use of your time. And let's just, if you could wrap this up for us and just sort of share for those people who are watching, because we've had a few people jump on here live, and they'll come in on the replay as well, I have no doubt. If you could just share, for those people who are listening that have no idea, or they're scared or nervous or doubtful or skeptic or whatever it is, what are you going to say to them? What will you say to them that will help them bridge that little thing to just actually make the incentive to just get the information? Then they can decide. What would be your message to them?
Well, I think it has come from within, regardless of any external messages that we give, everything has to come from within, right? Someone needs to put that line in the sand for themselves and realize enough is enough. If you're at a young age or a decent age right now, if you're tired today, what is it going to look like 20, 30 years from now? If you're broke today, what is it going to look like 20, 30 years from now? So I think people need to wake up and realize that a job's a job, a career is a career. Sure, it might be here today, it might not be there tomorrow, right? People get fired all the time. Situations like what's happening in California happens all the time now for whatever reason. So nothing's a guarantee. Is what we do a guarantee? Sure, it might not be, but it's a heck of a lot better chance and a heck of a lot better reality than than the options that are out there right now. And this is why people are gravitating towards what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like we don't have the magic ball, or we don't have the crystal ball of what the future would hold. Mm-hmm. But the opportunity at present time, I believe what we do is helping millions of families all around the world. And that's the beautiful thing, is that, like you touched on, we can help people literally all over the world. This is not a North America thing. This is not a Canadian thing or American thing. This is an opportunity where, your average person in Africa, in India, in the Philippines, whoever can jump on this opportunity and have an equal opportunity to create the same amount of success as anybody out here in North America. So, I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. Clearly, you are as well. And I think, we can help a lot of people. They just need to see it within themselves and realize if what they're doing today is not working for them now, how is that going to change in the future? Mm. And, if you're not happy with what you're doing, take action. Just simply take action.
That's the best message right there. Just take action, make changes. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity. And right now we have incredible incentives. AJ, thank you so much for joining today. I really, truly appreciate your time, your wisdom, your story, your experience, all of it. I know that the team is super grateful for all of your energy and your vibration and all of that you're bringing. There's so much more I want to learn from you. I'm excited to be in this partnership with you. And to anyone who's watching that wants more information, you can either get it from myself or from AJ. 15-minute call is all that's needed to see if this is actually an opportunity that you could get behind as well, and a mission that you would be willing to and interested in joining and bringing your family in on it too. Family businesses are welcome. Thank you, AJ. I truly appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate everyone. Your time. Thank you for having me on.
Take care, everyone. Bye.